Well, guys, I'm bored. It's really cold. I fired up the forge. It's really bright. You can't really tell, but there's a canister in there. So I had a bunch of scrap pieces sitting over there in a cup. I had a bunch of filing from filing the spines and stuff on the knives, and I figure I'm not out nothing. I didn't clean nothing. I had a whole bunch of pieces like this. Well, that says 1095, but I had little pieces of bars that I had cut off here and there. I don't even know if there's any Damascus in it. It's just literally a cup full of little pieces like this. I didn't clean nothing. I didn't prep nothing. I grabbed a rusty piece of pipe and I welded an end on it. I poured it full of the pieces. I poured it full of the filings from filing the spines on knives. I figure I ain't out nothing but some time, and it was cold in here, and I decided to just warm it up anyway. So let's just see what happens. And that right there is another reason why I didn't spend a whole lot of time prepping that billet. It was just trash that I used in it anyway. But I was also close to out of fuel and ran out of fuel. I did get it brought up to welding temperature one time, and I actually compressed it a little bit with my square dies, and then turned around and compressed the end of it a little bit. One pass is all I got. But the canister hasn't cracked open, so we'll just see what happens. Like I said, it's trash Damascus anyway. So I gotta go get some gas. I think I'll go ahead and do something else for today and go get some fuel in the morning, and we'll go from there. We're back. We got gas. Forge is fired up. It's gonna get warm pretty quick today. But let's just see if this billet's gonna work out or not. Remember, this is the canister that I did no cleaning, no prep, a cup full of scrap pieces over there on my counter, and a bunch of filings from filing on the spines of knives that I had collected. So I'm out nothing if it fails other than some time. So, trash Damascus. I figure, why waste a lot of time with this one? I was in a hurry and it was just cold. I was using up the end of my gas. You know the routine, just killing some time, getting some practice in. We'll get it hot and see how it goes. So I've already cut the ends off, squeezed it from the end. I actually squeezed the can in on the corners there a little bit. You can see them lines, that's what that is. I'll just grind that out. But it does appear to be fairly solid. So I'll let this cool down, anneal in the forge overnight, and then I will grind it and clean it up, and we'll have a look at it. See if it's worth continuing. We're back. I got the billet cleaned up. I know it don't look like it now because it's rusty. I etched it just a little bit to see if I could see anything in it. I see some stuff in it, not a whole lot. I don't know what to expect, but I didn't clean it off and get rid of the acid on it, which is why it's rusted overnight. But we're going to throw it in the forge and squeeze it out, and not for sure what we're going to do with it, but let's do something. Well, now I have a good billet of steel. Woo! I don't see any cracks in it. I'm blown away. No cleaning at all. But I'm gonna set this aside, let it cool down nice and slow, and figure out what I want to do with it now. Back on the trash Damascus canister. So I ground off one side of it. It's pretty clean. There's no cracks or anything that I see in it or issues. But I threw it in the etch, and you know what? I just don't see nothing really. So I don't know, maybe still a little can left on it. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Doing this made me just decide I'm just going to make a kitchen knife out of it. Not going to cut it and stack it, not going to do anything special, and we'll just see what happens. Well, we're in Missouri. We got about an inch of snow. It's cold as can be this morning. I'm surprised you can't see my breath in here. Got the fire going, but we're back on the canister Damascus. No clean canister Damascus, the trash Damascus. So I forged the chef knife out of it. Y'all saw that. Here it is. I cleaned it up a little bit on the grinder. Now you can still see some forged scale here and there, but that'll all come out whenever we do our bevels and everything for it. You can see some stuff in it. I don't know. I'm not real impressed. I did drop it into acid. You can see right here just a little bit. Really won't know what we got until after it's hardened, and then we acid etch it for real. But I think I'm gonna work on this a little bit. So you can see that I have actually put like a little belly in this. A lot of people, whenever I make my kitchen knives, a lot of people think that I do this for grip. Well, you don't hold a chef's knife like this. I do this because you hold these knives with a pinch grip and your other fingers lay in here like that, right on that, right? So you hold it like this and you use the knife like that. It has a very good feel to it. I don't know. I always have a hard time getting rid of something that feels as good as this does in my hand already. But anyway, can't keep them all. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on this. I'm going to actually, you can see that's a little sharp corner right there. I'm going to file that down where it fits the finger better, and you know, we'll just work on it. I got to get some holes in it for the handle scales, and we may even, you know, do some bevels on it. I haven't thought about it. I may do some file work on it. I mean, we don't really know what we're going to do until we just do it. But hey, let's get started. Got a little funny for you. So when I first started, and I made some complicated Damascus, I had a hammer, I had a piece of railroad track, I had a coal burning forge, if you want to call it that. It did burn coal, if you want to call it a forge. And I had a grinder. Um, here's my belt sander that I had. This is what I started with. Now I like this thing because it's got this real small 1/2 inch radius on the end. I still use it today, and I'll show you. Still use it today. So can you see how I relieved this radius right here? Still got a little bit of a hump right here, but I'll take that out here in just a second. But that, you can see, it fits my finger really well when I hold it the way a chef's knife should be held. So let's continue. So one thing that you may not see is I am constantly checking my kitchen knives the way they would be used in the kitchen. So I'm taking this chef knife here. It feels like it's got a really good rocking cutting motion. Feels nice. All right? Feels like it's going to make a nice chef's knife. So I noticed these are sharp corners. All that has to go when we're done. All of this needs to be nice and rounded off. And let's go ahead and get some holes drilled in it for some pins. All right, got my profile done. I'm happy with the way this here is now. It fits the hand much better. Got my holes drilled for my scales. I can't make up my mind if I want to do some file work on the spine or not, but what we'll do while we're waiting is I'll go ahead and get my bevels established on my cutting edge. So I know there's all kinds of fancy tools. You put layout fluid on this and you have all these fancy tools to do it. I don't have them. I do what I need to. I can actually take this marker and mark pretty close to center just with my eyeball, but I made me a fancy tool. There it is. So it's 2 pins, got a tiny little bitty drill bit that's sharpened in the center, and I'll show you how it works. So layout fluid. This is aerosol. A friend of mine, he has these laying around all over his shop. This one's full, but there's no spray left. It won't spray. They always get clogged up. I punch a little hole in them. I know that sounds weird. And I drain them into PVC glue cups. Look. There's your brush. So I just take this, run right down my edge. Voila. Market fluid on the edge. Let it dry for a second. I think I'll give this a second coat. Right there, perfect. So, like I said, I just keep these PVC glue containers, got the little brush, I clean them out, punch a hole in this can, I drain this in it. I've had these 2 cans I've got over here. I haven't even punched a hole in this one, it's still full. I've been using them for, I don't know, 4 years. Takes forever to use them up. All right, so you can see I got my market fluid on this edge. It's pretty dry. I see a little spot right there. It makes me wonder if it's dry or not. Seems to be dry. So anyway, I got my fancy dancy tool here. So what I do, I take this, I put these 2 prongs over the blade and turn it. And when I turn it, it centers, right? So, show you how this works. I put it over, I turn it, I drag it along. And I mark. Can you see it? Let me do it from this side. I like to go both sides. That way if I'm off just a little. Right? So, can you see that mark? You can see it right here. Can you see that mark now? Right down the center of the blade. And guess what? With this fancy tool, it doesn't matter about the distal taper. It don't matter if the blade's crooked. It'll mark the center every single time. You see it there? Right? Fancy tool. Alright, so I know you guys have seen this before. This thing, it works, and it is a workout, mentally and physically. So this is my knife filing jig. So I've got some stops here. This stop is going to be, this stop stops my bevel where it goes in at. This is a chef knife. It's going to come all the way up. It doesn't matter anyway. But we're going to clamp it in here and get it filing. I'll show you how we clamp it in here. The way this works is this eye right here raises and lowers the angle for my bevel. So I'm going to start out kind of high. About there, put that in. Now we're gonna hit it. All right, so what we're gonna check for is when I get down close to this center line that So, what this knife is made of is these little filings that I have in this can. So how I collect them, I pull this out. I have a plastic sheet right here that I set up right here to catch these filings. Don't forget, that right there is what this knife is made out of. All right, so got my bevels established there. So this is nothing more than, for me, I'm not super thin on the edge by any means. Now I can heat treat it, I can be safe, but this is for me whenever I go to grinding my bevels, I can feel this flat on there, so I can rock it, and I have the angle established that I want. So I will walk these bevel lines all the way up to the side, just nice and flat ground on the side, and then I will come back and put a little convex edge on it, so like an apple seed edge. The sides will be flat ground from the edge to the spine, and then just that secondary bevel, just a little apple seed edge. So I can see some little ghosts in it. If you see there, I can see some stuff in it. We don't know what it's gonna look like, but we do see some stuff in it. So I don't think I'm going to do any file work on it, just for the simple fact is I can't keep all the knives. I need to get this one in a reasonable price where I can sell it. And remember, I charge by the hour for the time I have in it. So this one, there's not going to be any materials charge. It's all made out of scrap. You saw me collecting the filings from that. That is what is in this knife. The filings from doing that and filing the spines is the powdered steel that's in this knife right here. So would that be recycled? How many times can you recycle? I don't know. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is light the forge and do a normalization cycle and do a stamp on it and do a heat treat on it, and I can get it in the temper tonight. be ahead of the game, even though I don't have no time limit. But yeah, let's throw a heat treat on it. Oh, but first, I'm gonna put my touch mark on it before we go any farther at all. Alright, so I'm going to let that cool down until I can touch it with my bare hand. And then I'm going to put it back in the forge, bring it up to critical temperature, right where it becomes non-magnetic. Now, I had the lights low, and I'm telling you, on my phone, that steel looked bright red. It wasn't hardly red, believe it or not. It wasn't hardly red in here with my eyeball. When I looked over at my phone, I was surprised and had to look back at it real quick. I guess the phone picks up light a lot better or something. But anyway, we're going to heat it up to non-magnetic, critical temperature. We're going to drop it in that oil that's right there that's good and warm. And then we're going to put it in the vise in between two pieces of angle iron. Probably not necessary, but I've always done it, and I don't like to change my ways. So instead of probably won't have a problem, I'm going to say we won't have a problem because it's going right in between the angle iron. So as long as you get it, I think it's 400 degrees, 400 or 500 degrees, as long as you get it flattened before it goes below that temperature, it will be flat. So I think my grain structure is good right now. Like I said, that really looked bright on my phone. It was not that bright. But I'm going to let that cool off for a minute, put it back in the forge. The next time you see me, I will be pulling it out of the forge, going right into the oil, and then going right in between two pieces of angle iron. All right, there it is. It's hard, it's straight, ready for the temper. So I'll put it in the oven tonight, 2 cycles at 400 degrees, and I'll do it. I'll put it in a hot oven. I'll put it in 400 degrees on a rack. I will put it in there for 1 hour. When the hour's up, I will turn the oven off and just leave it set in there until I can reach in there and pull it out with my hand. Then right before I go to bed, I will turn the oven back on, bring it up to 400 degrees, put the knife back in there, 1 hour, and then I will turn the oven off and go to bed. Pull it out in the morning, it'll be good to go. Well, we're out of the temper. We're back in the shop. Everything come out good on the knife. I know this video is getting long, but hey, you guys tell me what you want to see. Well, that's what we'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and finish grinding this knife now, and let's quit talking about it. Get started.
All right, I know you guys don't want to watch me continue on with that, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go from a 36 grit to a 60 to an 80, probably stop at a 120 and we'll have a look at it, but I'll be back. So I didn't take it up to 120. I took it up to 80 grit. 36 grit, 60 grit, and 80 grit, okay? Because I got to thinking, well, I want to get a handle put on it, and I don't really know where to blend this bevel in. See, the bevel comes up right here, but I know my handle's not going to be there, and I don't want a visible bevel line on here, so I'm just going to blend it in, okay, when I'm done. But to do that, I need to know exactly where the handle is going to end. So what would make a good handle on a kitchen knife? I'm thinking hickory. How about some pecky hickory? So you can see these black spots in there. So I think that's what we're going to go with, a pecky hickory. So let me get set up, and I'm not going to talk a lot through it because this video has gotten so long, but I will just video it and it'll be fast forwarded. But basically what I'm going to do is I have some pins that I use all the time, short pins. So I will take my wood over to my drill press, lay my handle on it, drill a hole, put a pin in it. I will drill my other holes. I will mark my handle off so I can cut it out on a bandsaw, get it roughed in. I will put my two handle materials together and I will drill through them, drill one hole, put a pin in it, drill another hole, put a pin in it, drill the middle hole, so on. Everything works, everything lines up. But that's where we're at. So meet you at the drill press. Guys, I want to give you a piece of advice from an old man who didn't listen. Wear your respirators. I have killed my lungs bad by not, okay? You're not that tough. Go spend the money, get you some good respirators, and wear the damn things. But there we go. We got our handle profiled. I will draw here what I want, how I want it to end, and I'll get that cut out. All right, we got the handle roughed in. There it is. Pecky hickory, roughed in, got a really good feel. So where we're at right now is I need to mark right here where the handle is so I can blend this bevel in, get it buried in there good. I need to finish this end of the handle right here, get it finished sanded, get a finer sand on this. This is only 180 is where it's at right now. It's got a really good feel to it, really good. It's got a little bit of flex in it, not too much. I think it's going to make a really nice chef's knife. But we'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish out the handle and we will get this blended in and get ready to start hand sanding. It won't take very long to get this sand it up to 220 on the belt grinder, and then we, like I said, then we'll be ready for hand sanding. So we'll be back. All right, so I didn't bore you guys with the polishing and blending and all that, but I did polish out the chef's knife to 600. I stopped there. Remember, it was trash Damascus to start with. So I polished it out to 600. I put it in ferric acid for 15 minutes. I pulled it out. I kind of liked the way it looked. I sanded it again with 1000 grit and took all the oxides off of it, cleaned it, put it back in the ferric acid for another 15 minutes and pulled it out, and this is where we're at. So you can see all the different little pieces that was in there, and then the filings and everything. So where I'm at right now, just to protect it, I don't know if I'm going to leave it at this or if I'm going to acid it and coffee it one more time. I kind of like the way it looks right now. It actually has a very interesting look right now. I kind of like it. But just to protect it, because I can always change my mind in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it just a little bit with a torch, and I'm going to coat it with my beeswax and mineral oil. So this is 2/3 beeswax and 1/3 mineral oil. And this is what I put on my blades. I've used it for a long time. I made 3 of these little containers. They were actually, I think, dog collars came in these, little flea collars. But I keep a little rag in here, and you can see years worth of use. This is where I'm at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this blade a little bit, and with my finger put a thin coat on here. Heat it just a little bit because I don't want it to rust. I want to protect it. Take my finger, a little more heat. I want you guys to notice my finger's dirty, right? But let's see if any of these oxides rub off on my finger. So I neutralized it with Windex with ammonia. I didn't wipe the blade at all. I neutralized it with Windex. I gave it a quick rinse off in my water tank and took an air dryer, a nozzle for my air hose, and blew all the water off of it until it was dry. Right? Look, nothing on my finger. So, heat it. So this blade is not so hot that I can't touch it, but you can see there's nothing coming off on my finger. My hand was dirty to begin with. But I don't want to wipe it with like a rag until after it has set up. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this heat, try to make it, I don't know if you can see where my fingers rubbed on it, and then you can see on this side where my fingers rubbed on it. So I'm just going to smooth that out with my torch. Melt that wax just a little bit. Okay, get over here where you can see it. I'm putting it in a light where I can see it. So, can you see how smooth that wax is on there now? Try to get it on the reflection. So, what I'm going to do there, I am going to go ahead and coat my handle just a little bit because I don't want it to rust. While I'm making up my mind what I'm going to do with the handle. So, now you can see I've got actually way more on it than I would leave by a lot. Okay, but I've just kind of taken my torch and just melted it in just a little bit. It flows out nice and smooth. You notice I got my torch down pretty low. So now I'm just going to lock this in the vise. Turn around here where you can see me. Alright. So, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to let it sit there, cool down. That wax is going to harden. Then I'm going to take a nice soft, probably t-shirt material or something like that, and rub off the excess wax. If I'm not going to leave it where it's at, what I will do is I will wipe off all the excess wax. I'll wash it off with some acetone, get it all down to clean. I will sand it again, probably with 600, and get all the oxides off of it. And then I'm considering going into a coffee etch, but I really like the way it looks now, so we'll just see what the future holds. Right now, I'm working on the paring knife that goes with it. Okay? So, we'll get back to it. Okay, we're back. So I decided to go ahead and leave the chef's knife where it was, no coffee etch. I really like the way that turned out. It'll wear well. I just liked it. So I decided to go with a Pecky hickory handle. I thought the light colored wood would stand out nice against a darker knife. So here's your knife. Got a hickory handle. Like I said, Pecky hickory. You can see these dark spots in it. There's your blade. All the little scraps. It feels really, really good. I've been messing around here with it. I still got to sharpen it, but it feels really nice. And here's its matching paring knife. So you can see just a different spot in the billet, maybe pressed a different way, who knows? It comes up with a completely different pattern, but still has the same Pecky hickory handle. They will either go together or go separate. I don't really care, as long as they go and get used. But boy, that's really just got a super good feel to it. But there you go. Chef's knife, paring knife from one billet, completely different looks. I think the paring knife actually turned out really, really nice. There you go. Got one final close-up look of the chef's knife. You can see all these little, where the filings were. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Yeah. So, gonna make a nice set. So, until the next one. If you guys would like to see me do anything in particular, please send me some messages. I don't know what to make the videos of. Right now I've got, hunting knife going. I've got a Schrade sharp finger similar knife going. I've got a hidden tang knife going. I've got a couple of Morel knives I've got forged out. All of these are Damascus, by the way. This one's not. So I just made a little bird, small game knife here. Could be a kitchen utility knife, but my intentions are a little small game hunting knife there. It's made out of a file. I had a junk file, and it's where it's at. I just heat treated it today, as a matter of fact. That's why you see this silver on there. But hey, anything you want to see, give me a holler. Shoot me some messages on here, and I'll be happy to do it. So it's springtime. It's the time of the year where I really start punching out some Morel knives. I have Plan on doing some forging tomorrow. I'm going to try to forge out maybe another 4 or 5 morel knives to get ready for my festivals this year. But like I said, whatever you want to see, send me a message. We'll try to get something done. Take care, guys. Happy hunting.